My beloved, draw near for a moment and let your spirit settle, because heaven has opened a window just large enough for this message to pass through. You did not find this by accident. You were guided. You were led. Something in your chest felt a subtle pull, a quiet whisper that said, "Open this now." That whisper was not from fear. It was from heaven. And heaven does not speak without purpose. So breathe gently. Open your heart. Let the truth enter without resistance. There is someone close to you, someone you have loved, someone whose presence has shaped your days more than you realized. Your sister, the one you think you understand, the one you hold memories with, the one whose laughter once felt like home. Her name has been echoing in the spiritual realm for days, not in anger, not in judgment, but in divine concern. Heaven has watched something unfold around her, something she has kept hidden even from herself. And the time has come for you to see what has been concealed behind familiar eyes. Your sister is not wicked, not lost beyond redemption, not an enemy to fear, but she stepped into something that did not belong to her. A decision that began softly, privately, quietly, so quietly that even she believed it would disappear on its own. But secrets grow, hidden things breathe, and what she allowed in the shadows has begun to brush against your life, your peace, your path. This message did not arrive to expose her shame. It arrived to protect your destiny. Feel your breath again. Slow, calm, present. Heaven speaks best to the hearts that are still. God waited for the right moment. He waited until your spirit was steady enough to hear without breaking, until your heart was strong enough to receive without collapsing. And now the veil is lifting. Michael himself has been positioned at your door for 3 days, waiting for the appointed second to whisper, "Tell them now." And here you are, not skipping, not scrolling, not running, staying, listening, opening. This is the mark of the chosen. Something shifted between you and your sister recently. Maybe it was a look, maybe a silence, maybe an unexplainable heaviness in the room when she entered. You dismissed it, thinking you were imagining things. But heaven says your intuition was true. Your spirit recognized a crack long before your mind could explain it. That tension was not random. It was a signal. What she stepped into began 6 months ago. A choice she justified in her mind. A door she hoped no one would ever notice. Heaven gave her warnings, dreams, strange coincidences, unusual feelings, but she walked past them. And now the shadow of that decision has stretched far enough to reach you. Not to destroy you, but to wake you. Heaven reveals only when the time to protect has come. There will be a discovery soon, a conversation you overhear, a message you stumble upon, a detail that slips out of someone else's mouth. It will seem small, but it will hold the exact thread that unravels everything. When it appears, pause. Steady your breath. Let your emotions settle like dust in sunlight. Do not confront with fire. Confront with truth wrapped in peace. Michael will stand behind you. God will speak through you. And the truth will rise without you needing to force a single word. Your sister has been carrying jealousy. Old, buried, unspoken jealousy that traces back to childhood, a moment she never healed from, a seed she never dug out. Something was said or done long ago that made her believe you were loved more seen more, favored more. She never voiced it. She hid it under years of smiles and small talk. But old wounds shape adult choices. This jealousy has been a quiet architect behind some of her decisions about you. Not out of hate, out of hurt. Do not carry guilt for this. You did not plant that seed. You were a child. You were innocent. But heaven wants you to understand the root so that the healing can be complete. Hurt that is not understood becomes hurt that repeats. And God is stopping the cycle now. There is an item connected to her, a small object filled with memory that will return to you soon. It might be a picture, a folded note, a message, or a keepsake. When it appears, you will feel something open in your chest. That object is not meant to bring pain. It is meant to bring clarity. It will show you the version of her that loved you before the fractures began, before confusion clouded her heart, before the jealousy bloomed. Hold it gently. It will be a bridge between what was lost and what can be restored. Your exhaustion lately has not been ordinary. Your sleep has been disturbed. Your emotions pulled in unexplained directions. Your peace feeling thinner than usual. This is because her secret opened a small spiritual doorway without her realizing it. Energy flowed. Confusion leaked. But the moment you began reading this message, Michael began sealing the breach. You may feel warmth on your shoulders, or a breath of relief in your lungs. That is not imagination. That is protection being restored. Do not ignore what you feel right now. Heaven does not move without intention. If this message has settled into your spirit with weight and truth, I invite you, quietly, gently, to support this holy channel. Tap like. Subscribe if your heart feels led. These are not acts of pressure. They are acts of alignment. Heaven uses earthly vessels to carry divine whispers. When you support the vessel, you help the message reach the next soul heaven is trying to awaken. Only do it if your spirit feels the nudge. In the next 3 nights, your dreams will shift. A phrase, a name, a memory will rise like a star in the dark. Write it down. That phrase will be the key to the moment when truth presents itself. When the conversation comes, because it will, hold steady. Speak with gentleness, not with accusation. Listen more than you explain. Let heaven guide each word. Your calm will do more than your anger ever could. Truth, spoken in peace, carries divine authority. You are not losing your sister. You are reclaiming her. You are not facing destruction. You are facing the doorway to restoration. And this restoration will ripple beyond both of you. It will reach your lineage. It will touch old generational wounds. It will bring healing your ancestors prayed for, but never lived to see. You are the answer to those prayers. You are the hinge in your family's story. And heaven smiles on you for staying. Beloved, let your heart stay open as the message deepens, because now heaven begins to reveal what has been forming beneath the surface of your life. What you are stepping into is not just clarity. It is cleansing. It is correction. It is divine realignment, reaching into places that have waited years for this moment. You may feel your chest grow lighter or heavier as you read. That is your spirit responding to truth, recognizing something long denied, and finally being allowed to breathe. Your sister's actions were shaped not only by jealousy, but by fear. Fear of losing connection. Fear of being overlooked. Fear of not being enough. Fear disguised itself as independence. It dressed itself in confidence. But deep beneath her choices lived a trembling heart. And heaven is not angry with her. Heaven is trying to free her. But for her to be freed, the truth had to come through you first, because your heart is steady enough to hold it without collapsing. Do you feel that? That quiet knowing that you were chosen for this role, not because you wanted it, but because heaven trusted you with it. Your soul has always been stronger than your circumstances. Even when life pressed against you, even when people misunderstood you, even when you carried burdens no one thanked you for, you kept your softness, you kept your compassion, you kept your connection to God, and that made you the one who heaven could speak through. There is a moment coming when your sister will feel a shift inside her, a weight waking up. She may not recognize it as divine at first. She may interpret it as pressure, stress, discomfort, but it is the angels stirring her conscience. Her soul is beginning to feel what heaven has been trying to show her. This is not punishment. It is awakening. Heaven awakens a heart by allowing truth to press gently against the walls we build to protect our secrets. Do not fear her reaction. Do not fear the conversation ahead. Heaven will go before you. Michael will stand behind you, and God will soften what needs softening. Your only task will be to speak when guided and to stay silent when silence carries more power than words. The truth does not require performance. It reveals itself in its own time. There is someone else involved in this, a person your sister has spoken to about you, someone who once smiled at you, someone you trusted or cared for. Not an enemy, but a person carrying their own shadows. Your sister shared things with them, things said with emotion rather than accuracy, things meant to ease her own hurt rather than reflect the full truth. These words took root, but hear this clearly. Roots formed from falsehoods die the moment truth enters the soil. And truth is entering now. You will not need to defend your name. Heaven has taken that burden from you. The moment truth begins to rise, the lies will crumble on their own. What was whispered behind doors will fade. What was twisted will straighten. What was withheld from you will return in clarity. You do not need to fight to be understood. Heaven has already spoken on your behalf. The resistance you have felt in your life, the delays, the strange emotional fog, the sense of being watched or drained, came from spiritual interference. Not a curse, not evil, but a misalignment caused by choices made close to you. When someone in your energy opens the wrong door, the effects ripple. But now that you know, the interference is breaking. You may already feel a warmth around you, a gentle push of peace pressing into your spirit. That is, Michael cleansing your atmosphere. In the coming days, you will feel something soften in you. Situations that once frustrated, you will suddenly feel unimportant. Tension you carried in your shoulders will begin to loosen. Clarity will settle over your thoughts like fog lifting from a valley. This is heaven making room for blessings that have been waiting. Blessings that could not enter while deception clouded your home. There is a blessing that has been hovering over your life for months. A breakthrough you prayed for. A shift you deeply needed. A sign you begged God to reveal. It did not arrive because heaven would not place a miracle on a foundation holding hidden cracks. But now the cracks are being exposed and healed. And as the truth rises, the blessing will descend. Expect changes. Expect conversations that feel divinely timed. Expect the unexpected. You will also experience a pull to withdraw for a short time. not out of loneliness, but out of spiritual preparation. Heaven often quiets the world around a chosen heart, so it can reset. There is strength growing in your silence. There is clarity forming in your stillness. You are being shaped into the version of yourself capable of guiding this healing. When the moment with your sister arrives, listen not with your ears, but with your spirit. Feel what is beneath her words. Her denial is fear. Her defensiveness is shame. Her anger is confusion. And her tears, if they come, are the doorway. Do not walk through that doorway with pride. Walk through it with compassion. Heaven is not asking you to judge her. Heaven is asking you to free her by freeing yourself from resentment. Forgiveness will not mean forgetting. It will mean releasing the spiritual knot tied between your hearts. Once that knot loosens, both of you will breathe in a way you haven't breathed in years. Restoration will come slowly at first, then all at once. A single conversation can do more healing than years of pretending nothing was wrong. There may be a moment where she looks at you with fear or confusion, sensing that you know something she hoped would remain hidden. Do not mirror her fear. Mirror God's steadiness. Your calm will be the evidence that heaven stands between you. Your gentleness will be the sign that the Holy Spirit is guiding your words. Your presence alone will be enough to begin healing cracks she never admitted to anyone. In this journey, you must also release the guilt you've carried, the feeling that you needed to hold everyone together, that you had to be the strong one, that your pain had to be hidden so others could be comfortable. Heaven says, enough. You do not need to break yourself to keep peace. Peace built on silence is not peace. It is pressure. True peace comes only when truth enters the room. There is someone from your past, a loved one, a guardian, a soul who crossed into the next world, who has watched you with pride. They saw your silent tears. They heard the prayers you whispered on nights when you felt unseen. This person has been standing in the spiritual realm, whispering your name, asking heaven to strengthen you. They know what is happening now, and they are smiling, because this is the moment they prayed would one day come, the moment you would rise into your true spiritual identity. Your spirit is awakening. Your purpose is sharpening. Your heart is being purified, and heaven is gathering around you. If this message is touching your soul, if the words feel like they are reading you instead of you reading them, gently tap like and subscribe. This keeps the divine path open, not just for you, but for every soul heaven is trying to reach through messages like this. Only do it if your heart feels the pull. You are stepping into clarity. Nothing can stop what heaven has begun. Beloved, let your spirit stay open as heaven continues to unfold what you were never meant to carry alone. You have walked through darkness without knowing that angels walked with you. You have carried emotional weights that were never meant to rest on your shoulders. And yet, you kept choosing love. You kept choosing compassion. You kept choosing softness, even when the world around you hardened. Heaven saw this. Heaven honored this. And that is why you were chosen to receive this revelation first. There is something heaven has waited years to tell you. You have been carrying a silent ache, a subtle sadness that sits behind your smile. It rises during moments of joy, like a shadow reminding you of unfinished pain. You have wondered why you feel responsible for everyone's healing, why you try so hard to hold peace for the family even when your own heart is breaking, why you forgive before anyone even asks, why you cry quietly at night and pretend nothing hurts in the morning. Heaven whispers, because your spirit was crafted to heal, but you were never meant to carry all of it alone. Tonight, that weight begins to lift. Your sister will soon feel a stirring in her heart she cannot explain, a heaviness, a pressure, a quiet trembling. She may believe it is stress, anxiety, or exhaustion, but heaven knows better. It is the presence of angels circling her spirit, beginning the work that prepares her for truth. Do not judge her when this begins. Do not accuse or mock. Instead, stand near God, because what is happening isn't only about her. It is about your entire lineage being reset. This is generational healing, and it begins with you. You may not fully believe this yet, but heaven does. You are the strongest spirit in your bloodline. Not the loudest, not the toughest, not the most outspoken, but the strongest in soul. You carry empathy that others don't understand. You feel shifts before they happen. You sense emotions others hide. You know when something is wrong even when no one speaks. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is spiritual authority. And Michael has been protecting that gift since the moment you were born. There is something else you must understand. A long time ago, your sister made a choice that affected you without your knowledge. She knew something you should have known, something that would have changed a major decision in your life, whether in love, career, finances, or direction. She kept it from you, believing it was harmless or believing you would be fine without it. But heaven saw. Heaven remembered. Tonight, heaven reveals this not to stir anger, but to release the knot that has been silently tightening around your destiny. That knot will loosen soon. You may feel it physically, as a breath that suddenly feels deeper or a pressure in your chest that dissolves as you read. That is the Holy Spirit lifting what was never yours to hold. There will come a moment in the near future, unexpected, quiet, where you and your sister are in the same space. Maybe a kitchen, a hallway, a living room, a simple moment that feels ordinary. But something in the atmosphere will shift. Your heart will sense it. Your spirit will rise. And in that moment, she will feel your knowing. She will sense your clarity. Her soul will recognize that she can no longer hide behind gentle deception. Do not speak first unless heaven nudges your heart. Sometimes silence speaks louder than truth spoken too soon. When words do come, they will not be filled with rage. They will be filled with divine steadiness. You will speak slowly, clearly, gently, and heaven will fill the spaces between your sentences with power. Your sister may break. She may run. She may deny. But all of these responses are part of awakening. Let her process what her heart has carried in the dark. Let her feel the weight of truth without you pushing. The awakening will come not through force, but through love that refuses to let lies continue. And beloved, you must remember this. The healing will not only be hers. There is something in you that has been silently bruised by years of misunderstanding, years of emotional responsibility, years of being the one who cared more deeply than others realized. Heaven is healing that part of you too. The restoration is mutual. In the coming days, do not be surprised if old emotions rise to the surface. You may cry for no reason. You may feel sudden fatigue. You may experience memories resurfacing. This is not regression. It is release. When deep healing begins, the soul must push old pain out of hiding. Let it come. Let it wash through you like a cleansing river. Heaven also wants you to know this. someone who left your life, someone who crossed over, or perhaps someone who walked away, has been watching you with overwhelming pride. They have seen your battles. They have seen your tears. They have seen the way you hold the family together, even when your heart is shattering quietly. And they have been asking heaven to strengthen you. Their love still surrounds you. Their prayers still echo. Their presence will be near you in the nights ahead, not to frighten, but to comfort. Now hear this clearly. Blessings are being released quickly now. Doors that were sealed shut are being unlocked. Delays that frustrated your spirit are ending. What once felt impossible will begin to unfold effortlessly. People who overlooked you will suddenly remember you. Opportunities you thought were gone will return in greater form. Peace will finally settle into the rooms of your heart. Your breakthrough was never denied. It was delayed, waiting for this truth to rise, waiting for your spirit to be free, waiting for your atmosphere to be cleansed. And now that the spiritual interference has been cut, the blessing can fall like rain. Your sister will one day thank you, not today, not tomorrow, but one day when her heart is fully awake. She will see that your gentleness was strength. She will see that your clarity was love. She will see that heaven used you to rescue her from a path she did not understand. And your relationship will be rebuilt on a foundation stronger than before. You have walked through a spiritual initiation few souls ever experience. You faced truth without running. You stayed open when others would have closed. Heaven crowns you for this. Michael shields you for this. God smiles upon you for this. If this message is reaching the deepest places in you, if your heart feels seen and held, tap like gently. Subscribe if your spirit feels pulled. These small acts help keep the divine path open so the next whisper from heaven can find you without delay. Your story is shifting now. Your steps are guided. Your spirit is rising. Heaven is not finished. Beloved, stay with these final words as heaven completes what it began in your spirit. Let your heart soften. Let your breath slow. Feel the presence around you shift. This is the closing of a wound and the opening of a new chapter. A chapter your soul has been longing for, even if your mind didn't know how to name it. You are being lifted into a higher clarity, a higher peace, a higher purpose. Your steps from this day forward will not resemble the steps you took before this message found you. Heaven wants you to understand something sacred. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too tired. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where God needs you to be for the transformation of your family, your heart, and your destiny. Every wound, every moment of confusion, every tear shed in silence has shaped you into someone heaven could trust with this truth. Someone who could hold it without using it to harm. Someone who could hear it without letting it turn their heart bitter. Your sister's awakening will not happen all at once. It may come in waves. The first wave will be discomfort. She will sense that something has shifted in you. She will feel the clarity in your eyes. She will feel the spiritual distance between who she was and who she is being called to become. The second wave will be truth. Moments where she slips. Moments where her spirit speaks louder than her fear. Moments where God brings her to a conversation she cannot avoid. The third wave will be healing. It may come through tears, through confession, through silence, or through a long-awaited apology. Heaven asks you to be ready for any form it takes. Your role is not to control her process. Your role is to stay anchored in truth and love. When the moment comes, your calmness will be your greatest strength. Your silence, your listening, your gentle firmness will guide her back to the light more powerfully than any accusation ever could. You are not being asked to expose her. You are being asked to guide her home. You may wonder, why did God choose me for this? The answer is simple. Because your spirit has always been the bridge in your family. You have always been the one who feels the emotions others ignore. You have been the one who loves the hardest, forgives the fastest, and senses the unseen long before others notice. That sensitivity is not a burden. It is your divine assignment. It is the mark of an old soul carrying ancient light. There is something else heaven is lifting from you tonight. Something you never said out loud. A quiet belief that you were somehow responsible for everyone's happiness. A feeling that you had to keep the peace even when it cost you your authenticity. A weight that made you hold pain in your chest so no one would feel uncomfortable. Heaven says, release it now. You are not the guardian of everyone else's emotions. You are a child of God first. Your healing matters too. For too long, you have been the quiet, strong one, the one who breaks in private and smiles in public, the one who absorbs other people's storms without ever letting them see your own wounds, but no more. Tonight, heaven opens a space for you to be held, not just to hold others. Rest in that. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart be soft. You do not have to be unbreakable to be chosen. You only have to be willing. There is a blessing coming toward you. Swiftly, intentionally, beautifully. It has been waiting behind a closed door because heaven would not allow it to enter a space held by deception. But the moment this truth settled into your spirit, the door unlocked. In the days ahead, do not be surprised if things begin to shift with surprising speed. A call you've been waiting for, a decision that turns in your favor, a financial breakthrough that arrives out of nowhere, a relationship healed, a new opportunity placed gently into your path. These blessings are not rewards for suffering. They are the natural fruit of alignment. When truth enters, blessings follow. When deception breaks, destiny opens. When a soul wakes up, heaven responds. And beloved, your soul is awake now. You may notice people acting differently toward you soon. Some will draw closer because your spirit is beginning to shine with a clarity they haven't seen in years. Others may pull away because your new strength reveals their own shadows. Let them go gently. Do not chase. Do not cling. Heaven is rearranging your connections. Anyone who is meant to walk with you in the next season will stay effortlessly. Anyone who is not will fade quietly. This is not loss. This is protection. Your sister, whether she shows it immediately or not, will feel the change first. She may be quiet around you, choosing her words more carefully, sensing something she cannot fully name. That is her spirit responding to heaven's work. Do not panic. Do not interpret her distance as rejection. It is simply her soul adjusting to the new spiritual atmosphere you carry. One day, maybe soon, maybe later, she will look at you differently. Her eyes will soften. Her voice will steady. She will feel gratitude she never expressed before. Whether she ever says the words aloud or not, her spirit will speak them clearly. Thank you for not giving up on me. And you will know, in that moment, that heaven's purpose has been fulfilled. There is one final blessing heaven wants to place gently into your hands. Someone who crossed over, someone whose presence once anchored you, has been watching this unfold with extraordinary pride. Their spirit has whispered your name in heavenly realms, asking God to strengthen you, to protect you, to prepare you. You may sense their nearness soon, in a dream, a memory, a scent, or a wave of peace. They come not to haunt, but to honor. They are proud of the person you have become. Now breathe deeply. Let heaven speak this final truth over your soul. You are chosen. You are rising. You are protected. You are guided. You are stepping into a future free of what once held you back. Your home is covered. Your heart is shielded. Your destiny is unfolding. And your story is only just beginning. Walk forward now with confidence. Carry this light into every room you enter. Let your words be soft but strong. Let your presence be calm but powerful. Let love guide you, not fear. Let truth steady you, not confusion. And let heaven's whisper follow you everywhere, reminding you that Archangel Michael walks beside you, shielding your steps, guarding your peace, and clearing your path. If this message has awakened something deep within you, if your soul feels lighter, if your heart feels seen, gently support this channel. Tap like, subscribe, so you never miss the next divine whisper meant for your journey. These small acts help the light travel further, reaching the next soul heaven is calling. Now go, beloved. Go with peace. Go with clarity. Go with the roar of angels behind you and the breath of God within you. Your new beginning has already begun.